Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with another wedding card. Now this is really funny. Last year I wanted to do a wedding card, but I didn't know anyone that was getting married. And this year my husband and I have been invited to 3 weddings. So I guess I've gotten my opportunity to make my wedding cards. So the cartridges that we will be using today is the wedding marriage cartridge, and we will also be using the Plantin Schoolbook cartridge. So what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we will be making. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, before we get started and I bring up the supplies, I want to apologize if I sound a little congested or you hear me sniffling in the background. I've just gotten over a really bad cold, and thank goodness it wasn't the flu, because I did get a flu shot. But I ended up getting a cold instead, and I've been off from work for a few days, and today is the first day I've actually felt like getting up out of bed and doing anything. So of course, what am I doing? I'm making a card. And actually I needed to really get this card done because this is going to be a wedding card for my niece who is getting married next weekend. Now, and I won't be able to attend the wedding, but I did want to send her a special gift along with the card. So now I got the idea for this card on someone's blog, and I didn't see that she had any videos out, but she does give you some measurements for the card, and when I saw it I just knew this was the perfect card to make for my niece. I will put a link to her blog down in the description bar below, and her name is Tracy, so I want to thank Tracy for this idea. So now, as I said, the cartridge we're going to be using is the Plantin School Book, and this is where we get our ampersand from. Now, Tracy did mention on her blog that you could take the ampersand from the Georgian Basic or the Plantin School Book. And I know a lot of people don't have access to that Georgian Basic cartridge. That cartridge actually came with the original Baby Bug or the original Cricut when the Cricut first came out. And I know that cartridge is hard to get a hold of. So I do know that the Plantin School Book cartridge did come with the Cricut Create and the Cricut Expression 2. At least mine came with that. So now, our ampersand is on page 64, and we're cutting out the shadow, and then we're just going to cut out the actual ampersand. So what you're going to do is, you're going to need your gypsy for this. I'm not sure how you can do this without welding the two together, because that's what I did. And that's what Tracy recommended that you do on her blog. So I've cut this out at 6 inches. And I welded the two together. So now on the gypsy, that is going to be key number 7. So let's first go to that cartridge. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit your shadow button, your shift lock button, and then you're going to hit key number 7. And your ampersand looks like this. So now what I did was I placed 2 ampersands on my mat, and I lined them up together, and then I rotated or flipped one by going to the Advanced tab and then flipping the one that was on top of the other, and then I welded the two together. And if you need instructions on how to do welding on your gypsy and how to flip and put them on top of each other. I do have a video out there that explains how to weld and do the flip on your Gypsy. And I'll try to put a description or a link to that video up here in the corner. So now I've cut out those both at 7 inches. And as you can see, they are welded together. And then I just folded them to get my card. And I've already done some stamping in the inside because my niece's invitation had peacocks on it, or peacock feathers rather, so I wanted to add that in the inside. And we'll talk some more about that when we get to that point. So then, the other thing that I've done is I've also gone ahead and once again, I hit key number 7 at 6 inches. So you'll put your height at 6 inches and don't worry about taking your aspect ratio off or using the real dial size because we're not doing that on this particular one. And I just placed 2 more of them on my mat, and those were going to be my layers because I wasn't sure if I was going to layer the top and layer the bottom. So I did cut out 2 of them, but actually I'm just going to layer the top layer, and I'm going to layer it with this color, as these are the colors of her invitation and the colors in her wedding. So now, the cardstock that I've used for my bottom layer, or my card piece, is just some regular Georgia Pacific cardstock that you can pick up at Walmart. And then this cardstock is some of the Recollections cardstock that I picked up at Michael's. So what I want to do is just put this layer on top. So I think we're going to use the Tombow for this. And I'll just run one big long strip across and around like so. Now you're going to find that this doesn't match up exactly, but that's okay. And that's why I didn't put tape all the way across here, because I know it's not going to line up exactly. So I think what I want to do is open this out, and I kind of want to get this portion right here lined up a little bit. So, and then I'm just going to press all the way around. And then what you can do is just go ahead and snip that one piece off. So I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, as soon as I can find it. Here it is. And I'm just going to take that piece off. And I'm doing that off camera because my mat, I don't want to ruin my paper right here. So I just cut that piece off. And there we have our top layer. So now let's go ahead and start adding our embellishments to our card. And I want to get that tape up so my card doesn't stick to it. So I'm just taking my adhesive remover, which looks like this, and getting that tape off. So now let's add or talk about our embellishments. Now my embellishments are from the Wedding Solutions cartridge, or Wedding Marriage, and this cartridge does not have a handbook. And I know it's been difficult for people to pick this one up too, but I've gotten that one a long time ago when I bought my original baby bug. So what I'm going to be adding on there is my mister, and right now I'm just going to lay everything out, and then I'll talk about what I cut everything at. And then I have my misses that I'm going to probably place right about here. And then I've got a little crown that I'm going to put. I'm going to bring the misses over just a little bit. I'm going to have my little crown about right there. And then for the mister, I have a little top hat. So let's talk about these pieces first, because these are the ones that we're going to lay down, I believe, first. Or actually, I want to lay my flourishes down. And I'm going to move the misses for just a second because I'm going to have a flourish right there. And then we'll place the crown and the misses. And we're going to have our flourish going this way. Like so. And then we'll have another flourish piece right here. Okay, so now the top hat, like I said, is from the wedding marriage cartridge. And I'm going to bring that up on the Gypsy. So let's go to that. And our top hat is key number 9. And it looks like this. So now I've cut the top hat at 1 inches. And then what I've done also is cut the top layer for the top hat. So that way you have the little white piece right there. That is also key number 7. And what you're going to do that is you're going to hit your shift lock key and then key 7. And then you get your top layer for your top hat. So now for the Mr. and Mrs., that is the Plantin School Book as well. And what I've done is I've taken my letters and welded them together. So I'm going to make this a little bit larger so you can see where I've taken and welded my letters together to spell out Mr. and to spell out Mrs. And those were also cut at 1 inch as well for each of the letters. So what you'll do, and if you don't have the Cricut, if you don't have the Gypsy, then you can just cut the letters out separately and then just put them right next to each other. So I'm going to move all of this off of here first. I want to lay my Mr. down first. And I want the Mr. to be right here. And then I want the top hat to sit on top. So to get this lined up the way I want it, which is about right there, I'm going to make a small pencil mark just so I know where to place my M. And then actually I'm just going to put some glue just on the tip of the letter M. And then I'll take my tweezers and I'm going to line this up. And of course I made my pencil mark so light I can't even see it. So I'm going to bring this close to me for just a second. And then I'm going to press down. And actually, I want that to come down just a little bit more, so I think I want it there instead. So we just want to make sure we can still open our card, which we can. And then the top hat is going to sit right on top. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue down here on the bottom of my top hat and place that like so, and then press down so it sits on the card like that. Okay, now I'm going to add my flourishes before I add my misses and my crown. And for the flourishes, what I've done to cut those, they are from the wedding marriage cartridge, and what I've cut out is key number 32, which looks like this. And then the other thing that I did, and I actually had to figure this out from looking at Tracy's card, is key number 30 looks like this. It looks like a heart. But what I did was cut these. I'm going to cut these up to get some more of my swirls or flourishes. Now those were all cut for the first one, which looks like this. That was cut at 1 inch, and then the heart was cut at 2 inches. So I've gone ahead and inked lightly using the Distress Ink, the peacock feathers. So I'm going to place that one. I think we're going to have that one laying like that. And then I want to take the other one that I have, and I'm going to place it probably like so. And then, as I said, when you cut out the heart, you also have some little swirls here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just basically going to cut these apart like so, and I'm going to place those down as well in the different areas of my card. And I think I'm going to have one right there. So what I want to do is go ahead and glue these down, and then I'll come back when we add our misses and the crown, and then add our flowers. Okay, everybody, so now I'm back again to add my misses and my crown. So I'm going to place my misses right there for now, and then I want to add my crown about right there. So let me go ahead, and it looks like we just need to get some glue along here and along here. And you can just go ahead and put your glue on, and then the places that you didn't need the glue, just take your adhesive remover if you have one and get that glue off. So I'm going to grab the tweezers for a minute, and of course I should have marked where I wanted it before I picked it up, but I'm just eyeballing this as I go along here. You place it wherever you think it looks nice to you or where you want it at. It doesn't have to be exact. And as you know, I don't like measuring anything, so I come up with these things and I just work as I go. So we're going to put our crown right there, and we're going to have it just right over the misses, like so. So we'll just get our glue down here at the bottom. And then I'll place the crown actually I want to bring it up just a little bit here and then place it right there. So basically I have my card, which looks like this. So now, the other thing that I want to add on here is I've taken my new cherry land die, which I showed in my previous haul video, and it looks like this, or like this. I'm sorry for the glare. And I've making some flowers with that, and they came out like this. So basically you just cut the die and then just roll them. And I've inked the edges using the peacock feathers. So I'm going to place one right here, and then I'm going to place one down here. Or maybe up here. I think I like that better. So I'm going to add those. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this glitter liner pen by Viva and make some little pearl dots on the front of the card, and then I'm going to put my sentiment in the inside, and I'll come back with the finished card. Okay everybody, so I am back with my finished card. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken this glitter liner silver pen by Viva Decor and put little dots all over. I'm going to bring this up because I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. All over the card, and I've also added my crown. And what I did for the crown, and I didn't say that before, I didn't say what size I cut this. I did cut the crown at 1 inch, but I found that I didn't like how big it came out after I cut it out. And you know how I don't like to waste paper, so what I did was I just cut some of the crown off on each side and had it come up so it fit right over the M. And then for the inside, I took and stamped using this peacock feather stamp, and this is by Rubber Stampede is the stamp company or stamp name, and stamped the peacock all over the inside of the card. And I did that because my niece's invitation had peacock feathers on the bottom here, and these are the colors that are going to be for her wedding. So I also took another stamp set and stamped out the happy wedding and congratulations, and that is a Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo stamp set, and it looks like this, and I apologize for the glare. And the name of the stamp set is called Wedding/Marriage. And then down here in the corner I stamped out Mr. and Mrs., and that is from the stamp set that I picked up recently in my last haul. That's by Fiskars. And the name of this stamp set is The Big Day. And I stamped all this out using the Peacock Feathers Distress ink. So that's it everybody. This is my card that I've made for my niece who is getting married. Thanks for watching everybody. Bye.